And I'm Bree Groves out here at the Air Force Academy. We're in about 3 hours. We are getting set to watch 919 Air Force cadets graduate on a stage just here behind us. In fact, 806 of these cadets are going to go on to be in the Air Force, with 93 taking an assignment with the Space Force, and that leaves 8 of the cadets that will be cross-commissioned into branches of the military. As soon as they become commissioned officers, yes, for the audience, this is probably the most exciting part of it, that famous hat toss, and then the Thunderbird flyover that everybody's waiting for. And this year, President Biden will also be in town giving that commencement speech. Now, what comes with the president coming into town, we know, traffic. So he actually arrived yesterday evening at Peterson Space Force Base. He was welcomed in by Colorado lawmakers, members of the Space Force, and just people from our community who wanted the chance to see the President of the United States. This will actually be the 3rd time, though, that President Biden speaks to Air Force graduates. He gave that commencement speech back in 2009 and then again in 2014 as Vice President. And President Biden, again, being in town, going to cause some headaches on the roadways. Temporary road closures will be happening around Colorado Springs. We're mostly talking about I-25 here. But for security reasons, we don't know exactly where his motorcade route is going to be, but tradition does tell us it's going to be a slow go on I-25 before and after the ceremony wraps up. Just be prepared for those rolling closures. Good news is the morning commute should be okay. It's probably best, though, to avoid this north side of town this morning if you can. And here's just a schedule of how everything is going to go down as well this morning. Gates to this Air Force Academy open up technically at 6:30. We've seen a steady stream of traffic already. The ceremony itself will start at 9:30, and as the class is dismissed, we are going to see the Thunderbirds perform, and that's expected to happen right around 12:15 or 12:30. Of course, we know that can get pushed back pretty easily, but they do perform for about 45 minutes, so you'll have time to get somewhere and watch these Thunderbirds. Now, these cadets, they have worked so hard to be able to get the gold bar today. Just getting into the Air Force Academy is extremely competitive alone. This is 4 years we're talking of tough schedules of classes, athletics, military training, and strict rules of conduct as well. And for it all to come down to today. So if you're watching this morning, congratulations to the cadets if you have someone graduating, and we are excited that you're here in Colorado Springs as well. But Ira, we're going to toss it back to you, just telling you how proud we are of these cadets that are graduating on stage today.
Yeah, no doubt, Bree. We know a lot of people will be in the crowd today, and probably a good amount of them from out of town, maybe even some of them traveling from out of the country for today.
Yeah, a lot of people are coming from out of town to watch somebody on stage today. Some people actually come just from out of town to watch the Thunderbirds. So again, welcome to Colorado Springs. It's a beautiful Colorado day out here, and very Colorado Springs-esque weather because we're dressed in jackets this morning. It's a little bit chilly. Probably, depending on where you're sitting, though, there in the ceremony, the sun could be beating down on you at some point. So it's important that you dress in layers. You have a jacket that you can take off during that ceremony, and bring a lot of water and sunscreen. In fact, here are some things to keep in mind if you're coming into the Air Force Academy today. Diaper bags, small clutches, those are allowed for you to bring in. Purses cannot be taken into the academy. You can take, though, a clear plastic bag with stuff in it. Plastic water bottles are allowed. And again, if you're from out of town, you're going to want to be drinking plenty of water at this high elevation. Food has to be kept in a Ziploc bag, so if you have kiddos, maybe you throw some snacks in there. And very important, don't forget that sunscreen. You can bring the bottle, but no aerosol spray. And maybe you're cheering somebody on today. Those signs, if you're making one, cannot be any bigger than 18 by 24 inches, and no artificial noisemakers.